Hey y'all! So I'm back. It's literally been like 6 months since I made a video. I made one video over Christmas break and I was like, I'm gonna do videos through my internship and it's gonna be awesome and blah blah blah. And that did not happen because that was so much. And got through a GPA and then I was like, oh, well, now I have my 15 days of holidays and then this and then it just didn't happen. And then I got my job and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a video and let everybody know, like, oh, I got a job, blah, 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 which I accepted a job at the school that I did my internship at. I'm going to be teaching second grade, so I'm super excited. And then I didn't do that either, because then graduation, and I was excited, and then I worked all summer, and then I was like, I got into my classroom, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do a classroom setup video, because those are so fun. I love watching those on YouTube. Obviously, you all know I didn't do that. So I got into my classroom in July. I've painted my classroom. I've organized it. And I've done some stuff. I'm not even halfway done, but I've got some stuff done. So when you do get a video next week, maybe, it's probably not good. I'm gonna have to show you before pictures that I took because you're not gonna get to see from firsthand because I suck, I'm sorry. But, anyway, so today, this whole video is coming because I came home from my BT training today, which is beginning teacher training. And there was this huge box on my front porch. And I was like, what is this? Like, is this for the right person? Because, like, our doors are, like, really close together. So I was like, okay, maybe it's for the other people. Because I thought I had already gotten everything in the mail that I had ordered or that I had seen come off my wish list. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know what this is, but maybe someone ordered something I just didn't notice. Well, I opened the box. Sidebar. You're not going to see me open it because I already did because I was too excited. But it's going to be like a backtrack. I'm just going to show you everything. Because whoever this person is has donated 12 books, some supply, just a lot of stuff. And for me, being in a Title I school, that is so amazing. My school is great. They have helped me so much. And I really, between my school and my family and my friends, I really haven't had to buy anything for my room with my own money, which I'm so thankful for because I know a lot of teachers have to. But I've just been really fortunate where people are like, let me help you. Let me get something. I got money for graduation that I spent money on for my classroom. But when I got money for graduation, I considered that money to go towards funding my classroom. So in the end, I'm just really thankful. But whoever this person is, they anonymously donated to my classroom, which when I opened the box, I was crying because I was like, how? Just the fact that someone took it into their own hands and invested this much into my students and me as a first-year teacher, it just is crazy to me. This is happening. I've dreamed of this day for forever, and now we are 2 weeks away. My first day is literally 2 weeks from today. So I'm just really thankful, and I wanted to show you guys all the goodies that I got because I know you're probably just excited as I am to find out what it is. So I'm going to start with the supply stuff. So the first thing I got was a 30 count of Elmer's glue sticks, which I've also got 2 other ones earlier in the summer. So I should be set for a while. And then I also got oh, you guys can already see what it is because I just showed you. But if you are a teacher and you don't use these, I don't believe you. Because these are my favorite pens to grade with. I don't like to grade with the color red because I feel like that gives off a negative feeling to students when they're looking at their papers. And even in young grades, they might not think about it like that. But I just feel like myself, I associate red with wrong or that's bad. And even if something is wrong, I want them to feel like, everyone makes mistakes. It's okay. We fix it together. So I don't use red for grading. So I like using other pretty colors. And then the next couple things I used for anchor charts, I got a 24 count of Electric Pop Sharpies, which I'm super excited because these are such pretty colors. I had one that was like just like basic like colors, but I'm like a super bright bubbly person. You wouldn't be able to tell because right now it looks like my whole room is gray, but it's not. There's lots of pink in here, I promise. I just moved, so I really like that. And then I also got 2 packs of Mr. Sketch markers, which right now I have a sinus infection, so you can't really hear anything. Or I can't hear anything. I can't really smell anything. I definitely already have teacher brain and squaw's name started. But, I can't smell anything, but eventually they'll smell good. And then, so then these next books are books that I received for read aloud. So books that I'm going to read aloud to my kids eventually. So they're chapter books. The first one is Because of Winn-Dixie, and I absolutely love this book. I remember when I was in 3rd grade, not in 2nd grade, but when I was in 3rd grade, my teacher read us this book, and my 3rd grade teacher was amazing. She was a first-year teacher, and she's just amazing. That's literally who made me want to be a teacher. And she would get up on the table and read, and she was so theatric with the way that she read that it just made it so exciting. And this book is like the book that like made me love reading. So here it is. And it's also a Newbery Honor book, so that's exciting. So that's the first one. And then another great, great book, Bridge to Terabithia, which is just this book called The Special Place in My Heart. I loved this book. I loved that movie. It's really sad, but this is one I'm probably going to wait till further in the year, like towards the end of the year, just because when my kids are a little older. And then The Chocolate Touch, which I haven't read this book, but I had a practicum teacher, one of my very first practicums actually, when I was my junior year. She read this book to her kids in 2nd grade. And she was just like, oh, the kids love it. And literally it's just always stuck with me that that's like a good, and I haven't actually read it yet, but I'm excited. It's by Margot Apple, so that's exciting. And now all these next books are, oh wait, I forgot something when I was doing supplies. I also got a 36 count of highlighters. Now, a lot of people like the different color highlighters, which if I had a class set of every color, I think it would be different because I could use them to say, like, okay, for this, we're going to use this color. For this, you're going to highlight with this color. But if you just have a bunch of random colors in there, kids are going to fight over, I want pink, I want blue, blah, blah, blah. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So this is full yellow. So everybody gets the same color and there's no bickering. Which, you pick your battles, but that is one I'm not going to have. So everybody gets yellow. So now these are more books, but they are like picture books or read alouds with like a message, like for a lesson. So the first book is, I'm going to start with this one. Okay, the first book is Quiet Please, Owen McPhee by Patricia Barton. So this book is, obviously, as you can probably tell by the title, it's just about like teaching kids to the expectations in the classroom. So being quiet when it isn't okay to talk. And so this next one, I'm sure probably everyone watching this video can probably remember like reading this book in elementary school at some point, because it's just a classic. Like, I feel like every teacher ever does a lesson with this within the first 2 weeks of school, talking about inclusion and being nice at recess. And yes, recess. The recess queen. Mean Jean. So for us, I know my 2nd graders, we have a lesson planned with that book. It just really like helps kids to, especially in 2nd grade, kids are starting to learn about citizens and like how to be a good citizen. And not that they, even in kindergarten and 1st grade, they are learning how to be a person. You're not just there to be their teacher. They're learning how to be a person in all forms They're learning how to be a good friend, how to be a good student, how to be, even if you're not friends, how to just be a good person in general. And this book really, I think, sets the bar. And then these next two books are by the same author, which I love him. If you do not know who Peter H. Reynolds is, you should look him up because he's pretty good. So the first one is Happy Dreamer by Peter H. Reynolds, and the second one is The World Collector. Now, he also has a book called The Dot that I also love, but I haven't gotten that one yet. But that is on my list to get. So he is great. I love those books. And now this next book, I kind of teeter-tottered with the idea of getting it from my classroom because you never know how people are going to react. But I also feel like as a teacher, it's very important to, at a young age, make your students aware of all different types of people and all different types of lifestyles. And you, especially kids in your class, they all have different lifestyles at home. Some have two moms, some have two dads, some have a mom and a dad, some only have a mom, some only have a dad, some live with their grandparents. You never know. And so I feel like it's important to have books that represent all of your students. So this book is called Jack, Not Jackie. And it's about this little girl who's born as Jackie. And she grows up. She wants to be a boy. She wants to go by Jack. And I think that this book just kind of shows, like, it's okay. If you do feel that way, it's okay. No one's going to think of you any different. And it's very, very inclusive. So I'm glad that I did end up getting this book. And now the next two I received from other people earlier in the summer, the first set. So like these books are both sequels. So the first set of books I got earlier in the summer from two other people. And I love those books. I love, love, love them. And so the first one is The Day the Crayons Came Home. And the first book is The Day the Crayons Quit, which that book is amazing. I love that book. And that one's already in my classroom. But this one I'm super excited to get to read. I haven't got to read it yet, but I'm about to read all these books tonight, so we'll find out. And then this next book is Dragons Love Tacos 2, the sequel. So the first one, obviously, is Dragons Love Tacos, if you didn't know, by the two. So this book is super, super cute. It's just a good, funny read that just for fun. At the end of the day, or if your kids just need a break, just read them. That book is just funny. There's not really a message behind it, but it just gets them like excited to listen and read, and so I'm excited about that one. And now these next two books are both lessons again. So this first one is called Chocolate Milk, Por Favor. Celebrating Diversity with Empathy. So I'd never heard of this book until literally last week, and I saw it on another teacher's wish list, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that's about. So I clicked on it on Amazon, and I was just kind of reading up on it, and I read the back. So I'll read the back to you guys. So Johnny is a big fan of school, but that all changes when the new kid Gabe arrives. Gabe doesn't speak any English, and that doesn't stop Johnny from going out of his way to be unkind. What will Johnny do when Gabe starts to make new friends? Will he join in on the fun of making a new friend or turn the other way? So basically, this story is about, it's about diversity, which my kids, I work at a Title I school, so it's very, very diverse. There's kids from all different situations, so I'm really excited to have that one in there. It's another one where it's very much of an inclusion in my classroom where everyone's welcome, and we all need to understand that just because we're different doesn't mean that we should treat anybody any differently. And then the last one is My Mouth is a Volcano, which this book is funny because last year, all my student teaching class, if you ask them one thing about Miss Bartell, like what drives her crazy, Miss Bartell hates when you blurt out. It drives her crazy. That's what they all say. Every single one of them. I had them write letters to my second graders, like what to expect from Miss Bartell. And on every single letter, they all said, Miss Bartell hates when you blurt out. Don't do it. Don't do it. She hates it. It makes her so mad. So I thought this would be a good book to start off the year with, because I wish I would have had it last year, because my third graders just love to blurt out. Which, especially last year, since I was a student teacher, they were like excited. They were like, oh, Miss Bartell gets to teach. Like, they were all excited. But it's very important not to blurt out. So that is the conclusion of my video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment. I promise that I'm going to have more videos. I'm going to be better at this. I promise. At least until August 26th when school starts. So next week there'll be another video. Also, I'm so sorry about my voice in this video because I have a sinus infection. And this is the only place where I have any good lighting, which is not even good lighting. So I'm also sorry about the, blurriness of this video. But thanks for sticking through with me. And I'll see y'all later.